Hiya Tina, really good session there with the bunker play. Just going to run through what we discussed them from the session. If we look here at setup on the left hand side here one now, we've got quite a narrow stance. It's probably wider than a normal chip shot would be, but just not quite wide enough. Ball position forward is good. You've kind of wiggled your feet in, but not really got into the bunker that much. So because of this setup being not wide enough, not quite wiggled in enough, and no real weight onto that left side, as you can see on this right hand one, when you go to play the shot now, you know you have to try to kind of get lower into the sand to get that club to slide under the ball and the ball to kind of pop out the bunker. So what we tend to see then as you go back, quite a longish backswing, not too bad there in this position, but as we start coming down to the golf ball now, we know we need to get that club low. You can see the sort of dropping into the golf ball here now, chopping down across it, a lot of sand hit, sort of slicing across the ball, and a bit of a scoop there with not really much kind of follow through as we go through. And again, the weight still sort of favouring this back foot here on the right hand side. So as I said, the 3 W's of bunker play: wide stance, wiggle the feet in and really get yourself into the sand as much as you can, and weight now favouring that left side. And again, the good practice I would also encourage you to do is put a line in the sand and just practice hitting up and down that line. So as we can see in this case, we can swing back and we can just swing the arms through now without any sort of drop or dip. And all we're looking to try and really do is just chuck the sand out of the bunker. As you can see the sand here flying out the bunker quite easily onto the green. If the sand gets out of the bunker, the ball coming out on that cushion is going to fly out the bunker and onto the green quite easily. Okay, so you can practice that in the bunker there, just doing multiple shots over and over again, getting the feel for that strike. And then when you step to the golf ball, wider stance. As you can see, initially you went to this width stance, then you remember to be wider again, then really get those feet into the sand, a good old wiggle to get yourself down as low as you can, and then from here now put that weight onto that left side. It's going to help you now drive that sand forwards towards target, as opposed to you coming down very steep into sand and the sand then sort of flushing out and not really going very far. So if we're looking at the technique on this one, yes, there's still a slight tendency to want to try and drop into the sand, which is going to be more instinctively right now. But as we swing through, again, same good backswing length, and then through the ball, at least here has a little bit more of a through swing to target rather than sort of scooping sort of position you can see here now and trying to sort of bend over that golf ball to try and really get underneath it. There's no need to try and get under the ball if at setup we're wider and we're wiggled, so we actually get ourselves lower. And again, the feeling now is just to think about the sand. You're hitting the sand, not the ball, so just try and drive that sand out onto the green. Again, a bit of practice will come beforehand before we start really getting confident that we can do this. But if you get into a nice wide base and a good wiggle, you're going to find hitting the sand is almost something you're guaranteed to do. And with that guarantee, the fear of then going too far will be lost. The problem here with this left-hand setup, because on occasions you will hit the sand and therefore whiz the ball across the green, you feel you've really got to sort of constantly sort of drop into the sand to guarantee hitting the sand to make sure the ball doesn't go too far. And when you're starting to drop down, it's all very scoopy, not a lot of energy, and the ball just sort of, well, in this case, you're sort of staying in the bunker and not going very far. So hope that all makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout and we'll catch up again soon. Cheers, Tina.